So I was at the Westminster e-Forum today talking about the right to be forgotten that Viviane Reding has proposed as part of her review of data protection law. In the next few years, our right to privacy is going to be changed quite a lot by this. The Commissioner in charge is really keen on people's fundamental rights and protecting them. But of course, there will be a big commercial pressure to not have very strong privacy rights. So she's proposed the idea of right to be forgotten to highlight the fact that as individuals we can find it very difficult to remove ourselves from services like Facebook or MySpace and to have our data removed from those services. Another thing that I was really keen to say today is that we also need the ability to export our data so that we can easily move from service to service. Otherwise, we're going to be completely captured by these very big web services who don't really have competitors. So the other thing I think I was really keen to say today was that British privacy laws are out of step with Europe. Our rights are less than is actually guaranteed us in the directive. We're breaking European law by having very weak powers for the Information Commissioner, who still, for instance, doesn't have a right to walk into a company and see what they're actually up to in data protection. It also doesn't have proper definitions of things like personal data, and the right to consent in the UK is also very weak. So we've been trying to say, look, we ought to be at least as good as our European neighbours in protecting people's privacy through proper data protection laws. But actually, as Viviane Reding says, we need stronger laws over the next few years. The other thing that's happening right now is we've got two new commissioners looking at biometric data and surveillance cameras, CCTV cameras. And so the UK is sort of splitting up our privacy regulation between lots of different commissioners, which we think makes privacy regulation weaker and much more difficult for us to engage with as citizens. So we're saying right now we should really start thinking about having a single privacy commissioner. So when our privacy and data protection rights are broken, we know exactly where to go and complain about these problems rather than having to work out and guess who it is that might actually do something about it and have them one by one turn us down and say, no, it's not our problem, talk to somebody else, which is exactly what happened when people tried to enforce their privacy rights against BT and Form a couple of years ago.